The first time we met author Diana McDonough was back in 2017. She had just completed her first book, Stuck in the Onesies, a book loosely based on her years growing up just outside the Beltway of Washington, D.C. in the 1960s.
Diana came back in 2019 to talk about the sequel to that book, My Mother's Apprentice.
Can you figure out where we're going with this? This weekend, Diana launches another book, only this time it is a prequel to Stuck in the Onesies, and she is back with us this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
For coming back again. Okay, now you go way back in this one.
Yes, I do.
Give us an overview.
All right, this particular book, Ginger Star, is actually the prequel to the first two. It's based on a fictional plantation in Jamaica in the 1720s during the golden age of piracy. So it'll feature some real pirates in there, as well as some real historical figures that were alive and well back in that time. So I discovered that I loved historical fiction, golly, about 30 years ago, reading John Jakes and what James Michener. And always wanted to do historical fiction, so I was able to tie this one back into the other two books.
Now, doing historical fiction, you really got to do your research, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So
You go down rabbit holes for days.
Yeah, and you did a lot because it takes place in Jamaica.
It does.
So you actually went to Jamaica?
Oh yeah, I've been doing mission work in Jamaica since '95 and going down on vacations. So yeah, I just love the area and its people, and just decided that that's where I wanted to start this book, and it kind of just took on a life of its own. It also talks about the Maroons in Jamaica, which is a tribe of escaped slaves back in the day, slaves and Indians that were autonomous and were able to beat the British back for many years, did a treaty, and they're still there to this day. So it's a really interesting story, I think, that everybody will enjoy.
So do I understand that there were current events that affected your research?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought I was pretty much done with Ginger Star back in 2020, and then COVID hit. I had a research trip planned to Jamaica to put the lid on it, but as we know, that didn't happen. So I decided, well, in lockdown, I'll just get this done and knock it out. Well, as everybody else was, a little distracted. And then the George Floyd event happened, the murder of George Floyd occurred, and it dawned on me that I had not delved into the issue of plantations and slavery enough in my book, that I had to make it more realistic than I had. I was shocked to find out that racism was still as prevalent as it was throughout our country. As Stuck in the Onesies dealt with racism, myself being brought up in a household that was racist. I remember writing the first couple of chapters of Onesies, sending it to my sister to look at, and she said, "Diana, your parents were racist, get over it and write about it." So I did. And it shows their evolution over the period of 30-some years. And I thought the rest of the world had evolved as well, but that revealed to me that it certainly had not happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And your two books, Stuck in the Onesies and My Mother's Apprentice, obviously based on true life, but Ginger Star is fiction.
It is, and that was a challenge for me, so I was really happy to be able to come out and do my own thing, weaving in historical fiction and historical people that, you know, to bring some real life to it. But yes, it was definitely all my doing, and it was really fun to do as the characters kind of took on their own lives and then all came back together at the end. I'm excited for everyone to read it.
All right, so tell us about the book launch.
Well, the book launch is not this weekend as originally planned. It's December 3rd, it's a Saturday, at the Greyhound bookstore in Berlin. Susan and Mari Wimbrow have been really good to all the independent authors here in the area. So I'm going to make my initial launch event exclusively with them. And if people come out to that between 10 and 2 on the 3rd, there'll be some special discounts on the books where they won't be able to get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it. December 3rd, the launch of Ginger Star.
I'm excited.
Diana, that is so exciting.
Good.
Thank you. We'll see you when you...
Hope you guys can make it.
Yeah, we'll see you. And we'll see you back here after you write your fourth book.
That's right.
Oh, you absolutely will.
Good call on that.